There comes a precise moment in a man's life, usually after his 60th year, when a profound psychological shift takes place. He looks around, evaluates his environment, and quietly decides that he will never again accept what he once tolerated. When a man is young, his boundaries are highly flexible. He is conditioned by society to compromise. He tolerates disrespect to maintain relationships. He endures toxic environments to climb the corporate ladder. He sacrifices his own peace of mind in a desperate bid to be accepted, loved, and valued by the world around him. But as the decades pass, the illusions of youth begin to shatter. Experience is a brutal but highly effective teacher. Through the crucible of heartbreak, financial struggle, and the relentless passage of time, the senior man develops something that younger men severely lack: uncompromising standards. He realizes that his energy is finite. He recognizes that his remaining time on this earth is his most valuable currency. And because of this realization, he constructs an impenetrable fortress around his peace of mind. Today, we are going to explore the psychology of the sovereign man. We will dissect the 7 specific behaviors, situations, and toxic dynamics that an older man simply will no longer tolerate. This is not about bitterness. This is about the ultimate realization of self-respect. Let us begin. Absolute intolerance for disrespect. In youth, a man's ego is fragile. If someone insults him, or if a romantic partner belittles him, he often internalizes it. He argues back. He tries to prove his worth. Or worse, he accepts the disrespect under the disguise of keeping the peace. He operates under the psychological fallacy that if he just accommodates the disrespect, he will eventually earn the person's approval. The senior man operates on a completely different paradigm. He has paid the price for his life. He has built his character through decades of adversity. Therefore, he requires zero external validation, and he grants zero leniency to those who attempt to diminish him. If a woman speaks to him condescendingly, he does not yell. He does not throw a tantrum. He simply removes his attention and his presence. He understands that arguing with disrespect is a waste of dignity. His boundary is binary. You will treat him with the respect his character commands, or you will simply not exist in his reality. The era of compromising his dignity to maintain a connection is permanently over. The complete rejection of emotional drama. We must look at the biological reality of aging. The human nervous system is not designed to endure perpetual conflict. In clinical psychology, allostatic load refers to the physiological wear and tear on the body caused by chronic stress. For 50 or 60 years, a man's nervous system is battered by the demands of the world. When a man is 25, he might mistake a toxic, volatile relationship for passion. He has the hormonal resilience to survive the extreme highs and the devastating lows. But at 60, his tolerance for manufactured chaos drops to absolute zero. Consider a practical example. If a partner attempts to use the silent treatment as a manipulation tactic, a younger man will chase her begging for communication. The older man, he will simply enjoy the silence. If someone tries to provoke an argument over a trivial matter, he will disengage immediately. He realizes that his emotional bandwidth is a highly limited resource. He refuses to spend a single drop of it on theatrical arguments, passive-aggressive games, or decoding mixed signals. If an interaction does not bring peace, he classifies it as a threat to his biological health, and he eliminates it without a second thought. He will no longer tolerate being used as a financial utility. From the moment a man enters the workforce, society demands that he be a provider. His value is often directly correlated to his ability to generate resources. For decades, he pays the mortgages, he funds the family vacations, he bails out relatives, and he carries the crushing weight of economic responsibility. But when a man reaches his senior years, the wealth he has accumulated represents something far more profound than money. It represents his survival. It represents the hours of his youth that he traded for security. It is his shield against the vulnerabilities of old age. Therefore, he develops an incredibly sharp radar for financial extraction. If he dates a woman who expects him to fund her lifestyle, pay off her past debts, or sponsor her adult children, he will cut connection instantly. He is generous. But his generosity is a gift reserved for those who have proven their absolute loyalty. not an obligation to be exploited by opportunists. He refuses to let the legacy he bled for be drained by individuals who see him as a retirement plan rather than a human being. The systematic elimination of fake relationships. In our youth, we are obsessed with the quantity of our connections. We want a large social circle. We want to be invited to the parties. We maintain superficial friendships because we believe that having a vast network equates to social status. But psychology reveals a phenomenon called the socio-emotional selectivity theory. As people age and perceive their remaining time as limited, they undergo a radical shift in motivation. They stop seeking new superficial information and connections, and instead focus purely on emotional depth and meaning. The senior man performs a brutal audit of his social circle. He looks at the people who only call when they need a favor. He looks at the friends who only want to drink and complain, but offer no real support. He looks at the family members who use guilt to manipulate him, and he simply stops answering the door. He would rather spend a weekend entirely alone than spend an hour in a room full of people where he has to wear a mask. He trades the illusion of popularity for the impenetrable strength of authenticity. He requires loyalty, depth, and truth. And if a relationship lacks these pillars, he lets it wither and die. Zero tolerance for constant negativity and pessimism. Life is difficult. It is filled with tragedy, unfairness, and suffering. A senior man knows this better than anyone. He has buried friends, lost jobs, and faced his own mortality. But precisely because he knows how dark life can be, he refuses to voluntarily associate with people who choose to dwell in the darkness. He no longer tolerates chronic complainers. He has no patience for individuals who portray themselves as perpetual victims of circumstance. When you are around constant negativity, your own psychological state is compromised. Cynicism is highly contagious. The older man has worked incredibly hard to curate a mindset of gratitude and peace. He wakes up thankful for his health, his coffee, and the quiet of the morning. If someone brings a dark, complaining, toxic energy into his space, he will view them as a biological hazard. He does not try to fix them. He does not try to cheer them up. He simply constructs a wall and removes their access to his environment. His sanctuary of optimism is strictly guarded. He will no longer tolerate the wasting of his time. Time is the ultimate non-renewable resource. When a man is 30, he operates under the dangerous illusion of infinite time. He will wait an hour for a date who is running late. He will spend 3 years in a dead-end relationship hoping she will change. He will attend to obligations he hates because he feels he has decades left to live. At 60, the mathematical reality of existence comes into sharp focus. He realizes he has perhaps 15 or 20 healthy summers left. With this profound realization, the value of his time skyrockets to an astronomical premium. He becomes fiercely, uncompromisingly protective of his schedule. If a woman plays games with his time, she is dismissed. If an event does not serve his soul, he declines the invitation without a hint of guilt. He realizes that to allow someone to waste his time is to allow them to steal fractions of his actual life. He demands punctuality, clarity, and purpose. He refuses to spend his final, most precious years waiting in the lobby of someone else's indecision. The ultimate realization they will no longer tolerate losing themselves for the sake of others. For the majority of his life, a traditional man is defined by his utility. He is a husband, a father, an employee, a provider. He gives up his weekends to fix the house. He gives up his hobbies to appease a partner. He molds his personality to fit the expectations of his family and his society. He operates under the martyr complex, believing that his value lies entirely in his self-sacrifice. But as he enters the final chapters of his life, a quiet rebellion occurs. He fulfills his contracts. He raises his children. He pays his debts. And then, he looks in the mirror and reclaims his identity. He stops abandoning his passions. If he loves fishing, he fishes. If he wants to read history until 2:00 a.m., he does. If a romantic partner demands that he change his core habits, give up his friends, or alter his personality to suit her preferences, he will firmly, politely show her the door. He has spent half a century being what the world needed him to be. The remaining years belong entirely to him. He will never again shrink himself to fit into a space designed by someone else. To the younger men watching this, observe the sovereign man. Do not wait until you are 60 to build your fortress. Learn the value of your time, your energy, and your peace today. And to the older men watching this, the ones who have drawn their lines in the sand, the ones who have stopped apologizing for their boundaries. You are not rigid. You are not bitter. You are simply awake. Never let society shame you for fiercely protecting the peace you spent a lifetime bleeding to build. If this video resonated with you, I want to hear from you. Head down to the comments and tell me which of these 7 things did you finally stop tolerating, and how did it change your life? Your wisdom will help guide the men who are still fighting through the storm. If this deep dive into the psychology of self-respect has changed the way you view your own boundaries, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. We are uncovering the truths that the world often tries to bury. Protect your peace and cultivate your future. The next chapter of wisdom will be open soon. Thank you for watching. Guard your sanctuary